Touchstone Business Network is where you can start digging for the real gold. And we really are about sharing and giving more than receiving.
Community is right now is one of the biggest driving force for people to be able to help each other and survive.
Network and connect. Go the extra mile with Alan and Erik. Welcome. Here's our
Thank you, Alan.
second attempt at making a podcast. I met Erik at a recent business network meeting, and Erik had lots of questions, like lots of people do. So I suggested that he ask me the same questions on camera, and we can record them, and hopefully it will help many more people.
Yes, so that's true. We met through Touchstone meeting, and it's a network that I first heard about networking entrepreneurs and helping small businesses. So can you tell me more of the story about how Touchstone started, Alan?
Yeah, well, when I first came to Bali, I was aware that there wasn't a business network of the kind that I like. Plenty of socializing and plenty of meeting and fairly meaningless meetings where there was no emphasis to connect with other businesses. So I thought I would build my own network. So I founded a group and I called it Touchstone. And the name Touchstone, it comes from the old days of gold prospecting. A touchstone was a piece of stone, a piece of rock lava, a kind of schist, I believe they
I
call
read a
it.
little bit about it.
Yeah. Well, what happened? They used this, the prospectors used this, and they used to rub a piece of ore
Mhm.
on the touchstone, and if it was real gold, it would show up instantly.
Right.
So this could tell them fairly quickly whether they were holding something valuable or if it was just fool's gold or a piece of rubbish.
That is super
Yeah.
interesting.
So I chose the name Touchstone because of that. And as the name implies, we're genuine and value. And just like a prospector testing his gold, we adhere to certain principles.
Mm.
And our principles are that true value isn't always obvious at first glance. That's where Touchstone Business Network comes in.
Yeah, that's very interesting. For me, that's already attention grabbing decision that you made because you just decided all of a sudden to start a network. Not everybody can start a network all of a sudden because I know this is because you know what you're capable of, and you probably have a lot of experience to share, or probably already have started something like it before, right? So it is very interesting just to start. What about the principles?
Well, like the old prospectors, you've got to be able to, in business, you've got to sort out the genuine opportunities from the false hopes, the false promises. And Touchstone is more than just a network.
Yeah.
It's a trusted space where business leaders, entrepreneurs, business owners can meet other innovators and high level business partners in the local community. We believe in being authentic. We act with integrity, and hopefully, we help to share in mutual success in the future.
Yes, I can definitely relate to that because there are actually a lot of uh, local business network that you can find, but only a few with good principles to make it work, right? So why should people join Touchstone?
If you look at our title, Touchstone, the business network, partners you can trust. I think really that says it all because every member is vetted by us. We check some references, and this is to make sure that you're dealing with professionals and people who are genuine, bring credibility, experience, and good value to the table.
Talking about genuine people, Alan, I want to ask you about this. Is there a mechanism that you use to filter out genuine and non-genuine people? trying to enter the network, because that would really contribute into what's Touchstone's going to build up to be, you know?
Yeah, well, remember we're at very early stage with the Touchstone Business Network, and I won't say that it's perfect. It's far from it, but I think we've got a good, solid foundation. And anyone who joins in the future, um, they will have to give us two references
Mm,
of people they've done business with, someone who knows them, someone credible, and those references will be followed up by our headquarters staff. So that's our way of vetting. No system is perfect, and I would
sure.
say to any Touchstone member, any business person, Touchstone or not, is always do your due diligence before you commit to anything that's going to cost you money. But with Touchstone members, I think we can avoid any of the obvious pitfalls.
Okay, so the first two things that you mentioned about references, this is a distinguishment already from other network,
Yes.
that you put emphasis on that. And I think then that is the first initial action that would bring benefit to the member,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because off the bat, immediately giving and taking references, you're already getting into the benefit side of the networking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I mean, if someone joins a business network, they need to gain a meaningful partnership. They want
Of course.
collaborations and investment opportunities.
Yes.
And we have to be careful that we don't get people in there who are in for the wrong reason. Um, we want to find ways that we can accelerate your own growth,
Mm,
make your business better.
yes. And by putting together people with the same goal and interests, eventually people will start their own chemistry and start giving references. And other than references, they probably will look for something that can benefit themselves. Maybe start asking, oh, is there anything that you can bring to my business that can help us? Because people will get comfortable with each other, you know, it's
Yeah.
gonna grow on
Yeah.
its own.
Well, what we're doing, we're really building a community. That's the important thing, I think. We're building a community that supports you. Out there, it's a hard life. It's rough. It's difficult to make good business. It's difficult to make money. And one of the ways that you can make it easier, take away some of the risk, is to join a community where you're all in business to help each other.
Yeah.
And we really are about sharing and giving more than receiving.
Right.
Of course,
I like that.
if everyone gives, then everyone will, of course, receive some of the benefits. And that's what it's all about. And there are some big advantages in being part of our network.
Yeah, I think starting by giving is something that is unique and should be emphasized in a lot of communities. And I agree with you, because community is right now is one of the biggest driving force
It
for
is.
people to be able to help each other and survive. And hence the popularity of social media, internet platforms that focus on that. And for example, if you look at someone like Elon Musk, the reason he just jumped into the ownership of previously Twitter to X is for the community that is already built inside it. So community is a powerful means of media right now, and it will automatically bring a lot of values to the members. And I think that's the way to go.
Yeah, I think so. I think in lots of ways, you could say that business is harder today than it used to be, maybe it's a generation ago.
You think so?
But I'm not sure. I think it might even be easier because we can all learn the lessons of the people who came before us.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of experience about. I've got plenty of experience.
Yes.
I know you've got lots of experience in your chosen field. And why don't we share that? It doesn't matter what you do technically or what I do technically.
Yeah.
I'm in finance and hospitality. That's fine. It doesn't matter if you're not in that. But the experience of dealing with people and dealing with problems and learning to plan ahead, that's where it all comes in. And I can share that knowledge with many people, hopefully.
Yeah. Well, I think, Alan, there are many perspectives about how you can look at the difficulty of doing business nowadays, and also different layers of generations. Uh, I was talking the other day about a singer. He's Bon Jovi. Everybody knows Bon Jovi. He was interviewed, and he said he cannot figure out how easy it is for the new generation right now to make money and to come up with side incomes and even a full-time online job, and that just he just cannot figure it out until now that that is happening right now. But that's what I mean by there are so many perspectives to look at it. But that is the beauty of having a community,
Yes.
right? Different generations mixed together, and eventually, I don't know when, but we'll reach a time of equilibrium where
Yeah.
everybody almost have the same type of knowledge and contribution.
Yeah. Well, we started off talking about prospecting for gold. And the goal that we're prospecting for as small business people,
Mm,
um, we're looking for prospects. There's that word again.
yeah,
Prospects are people who potentially can help you in your business, maybe as customers, as collaborators, uh, or business partners. Who knows? I don't know. But the important thing is, as far as I'm concerned, uh, Touchstone Business Network is where you can start digging for the real gold.
yeah. Comes back
Yeah.
to the history, how you came up with the name. I think it's a wonderful name to use. A technology, a device that is used to figure out whether it's a pure gold or not, and this can apply to the members inside Touchstone.
Yeah.
And I also think Touchstone has a lot of ways to go because there will be different types of business, probably not relating to each other.
Yeah.
But again, in the future, you will have abundance um, stock of information or businesses that you have as a reference
Yeah.
for you to go forward or to involve in the community.
Yeah. Well, we started in Bali. I believe that within a very short space of time, a year or two, we should have multiple branches in Bali.
That's amazing.
And then perhaps we can spread to the other islands nearby, such as Lombok, of course, Java,
Hmm.
which is the most populated island in Indonesia. And then we've got Surabaya, not Surabaya, Sumatra, just a
Sure,
bit further,
Surabaya is close by too.
just a bit further over. No, I think we have a lot of scope. We need to start where we are now. We've got a great solid um, uh, community of business people locally here in Bali, and I think we can build on that.
Yeah,
Hopefully, people watching this will be interested. You can get in touch. We'll leave a link below. And, please come and try it out.
definitely.
What can you lose?
Yes. And I think starting in Bali is a really good start because it's a melting pot. I think Bali is more exposed to compared to other cities, big cities in Indonesia, and makes it perfect to start Touchstone, something like
Yeah.
Touchstone and other networking activities. Yeah, I hope the audience will be able to give us some comments and inputs about what we discussed.
Yeah.
There are many ways of people doing networking and communities, and that certainly would be a good topic to discuss in the future.
Yeah. Well, if you like what you've seen today, do me a favor. Just give us a like, give it a share, and come back and comment. If there's something you don't like, tell us about it. We don't think we're perfect. We're happy to learn, and hopefully you can come and learn with us. Thanks very much, Erik.
Thank you for having me.